massive, massive. Yo, massive, massive. 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 Yo, massive. Yo, massive. 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 Yo, massive, massive. Yo, massive, massive. Yo, massive, massive. Yo, massive, massive. Yo, massive.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the West Ham review. Yes, lateness is greatness, as they say. Apologies. My fault. I did fall asleep, and Budgie was messing me like hell. But yeah,
It
left
was
it
only
about.
2 messages in fairness, Tom. You know, it weren't like I was constantly on my phone like my son or anything. You know what I mean?
It
But
felt
yeah,
like it
fair
for me,
play.
mate. It felt like it for me.
Yeah. Well,
So
fair
yes, as
play, yeah,
always,
mate. You put a couple of bits of kit. Yeah, love it.
I did
Love it.
indeed. I did indeed. And yes, as you can see, I'm joined by the splendicious Budgie. With this
Oh,
shot.
mate, and you intro every week. I love it. Rendition. I'll have to look that one up, mate. Brilliant. Brilliant.
As usual, let's say hello to the great people in the chat that's with us.
Let's do
Good
that.
evening, usual suspect. Good to see you. Listen to the songs. My favourite of three
Usual.
was P Chash. Yeah, good. And they were talking about sinners, sings. Good evening, Brendan. Evening, Tom Budgie. I changed my photo for you too. That's brilliant.
Love it. Waldorf and Stadler.
That's brilliant. God, yeah. Howard, good evening to yourself as mate. Good evening, all you beautiful people. Come in your irons.
Good evening.
And there, good evening, Sean. Fresh. 2005. Yes, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they're here fresh. Well, after the long hour-long intro, anyway.
We do that so that people can get the notification that we've gone live, and then they can find the stream before we actually start talking. That's what that's all about, boys and girls.
That's brilliant. All good, thanks. Better known the Spuds got beat again. Yes. So, even all, I changed my photo for Budgie. Look at that.
Right, okay. Nice one, Pepsi. Oh, hello.
Yeah, just about the Pope. I won't use your album like cheap. Yeah, evening to there. Say hello to each other. Good stuff. Brilliant. There, say hello to each other.
Yeah. Yeah, most definite.
Spuds lost. Yes, indeed. Everyone's happy with that one. Good evening, words and pictures. Good evening, lads. Good evening to yourself as well. And
Good
also
evening,
to Luke.
Dudley.
Good evening. Hope you're well, mate.
Oh, good evening, lady legend.
So, yeah, Luke saying Budgie is the best agent getting onto these streams.
Oh, you know me, mate. You know me.
Evening, Colin. Hope you well, mate. Good evening, Tony and Budgie. You wonderful gentlemen. Always good to join you both. And obviously, yeah, we're great that, we're able to join you as well.
Yeah, we're happy to receive you people every week. We love it. We love it.
We went in the half marathon in Cambridge on Sunday. And good evening to Frog as well. Good evening, fellow Earthlings.
Frog in a well.
So, say hello to it. So I know it's been covered on other shows already, but wasn't it great to hear that finally the board have listened to the fans and backed down on these concessions and the prices?
Well, it is, and now that a few more details have come out, it's looking a little bit more promising too. Because I was very sceptical when the news broke. I was like, yeah, they're just going to freeze the prices. And, that's what I was believing. That's my own. I suppose that was the cynic in me, because I've been a West Ham fan all my lifetime, like you have, mate. And, how many times have we been offered a lollipop only to get buggered up the arsehole afterwards?
Yeah, very true, mate.
And that's what I believed it was. But now that a few more details have been uncovered and that, I'm a little happier about it. I can't say I'm ecstatic because they should never have been doing this in the first place.
Yep.
And to be fair, there are certain people that I feel that shouldn't have to pay for tickets at all.
No, totally agree on that. I mean, when you think about it, that was one of the things of going to the London Stadium, wasn't it? Prices would be cheaper. They'll offer this and the other.
Yeah.
Not even.
But I mean, I hear now. I mean, I don't know if this is fact, but I've heard that a ball boy or a ball girl, they come to the London Stadium, they spend the day with their parent or the morning or whatever with their parents at the London Stadium. They get introduced to the team. They walk out, blah blah blah. Now the club are only allowing one seat to go with that child, so one of the parents has to pay for a seat.
Wow. See, even that is wrong, isn't it? On all levels.
If that is true, and I don't disbelieve it because the person that told me, is quite reputable. I'm not going to name him because it wouldn't be fair. But the person that told me said, I'm of the understanding, this was his words, I'm of the understanding that even ball boys and ball girls only get one seat for a parent. And I was like, what? I could not believe that.
Yeah, wrong.
But hopefully, the club might see sense in that as well. If that is true, I would imagine that other people would have got wind of that, and that would have been brought up in some kind of meeting or whatever. So we'll see. We'll see if that is true or was true.
It'll come out in the wash, as they say, isn't it? Good evening to me. Apart from those shows there, Europe went similarly. Good to hear that. Sharky, good evening to yourself as well, mate. Good to see you.
Good evening, Sharky.
And good evening to the wonderful and the glorious Mama Flossie. Evening, Tottenham Budgie. And don't forget, people, we'll be doing a live watch along on Monday night, and Mama will be with me. So I'm looking forward to that. It was a great one we did before when we was at St James's Park.
It was indeed, actually. I enjoyed that one. So, yeah, great, brilliant. And she was on Green Street Elites with me on Tuesday night.
I was going to say, yeah.
Yeah, that was a nice little gathering.
That was a good show.
We had Fuzzy and, it was great. I enjoyed it. I hope the people that watched it enjoyed it, And then next week, obviously, hopefully you'll be fit and ready to come on and represent West Ham. And, I kind of kept them with promise. I kept the West Ham talk to a minimum on Tuesday. The thing is, I want to try and be objective with everybody. So I gave everybody on the panel their moment to speak. And that's what I intend to do every week, And it's not fair if I'm hosting and then taking on, like a 15, 20-minute spell talking about West Ham and boring the tits off of them. I'd rather they did that with somebody else. And like I said, every week I'm hoping to have a new West Ham representative. I mean, West Ham will be represented most weeks, I would think.
Yeah, of course.
It is a West Ham channel, and I am a West Ham fan. And I know plenty of you guys out there that are willing to come on and do the show. So, it'll be nice to get a different perspective on the same team from all the different people,
Totally agree on that. Agree on that.
Anyway, let's move on. We're not talking about Green Street Leagues.
No, but I say it was good to see it. I mean, great concept, and it went really well. So I was really pleased for you on that one. Regarding that lollipop you said earlier, words and pictures, you definitely don't want that lollipop now afterwards.
No, you keep the fucking lollipop, West Ham. We don't want them.
Ajax 1, Frankfurt 0.
Nice.
And they're saying like each other, yeah. So let's just quickly catch up with the comments. Frog saying businessmen like Sullivan are generally tighter than a blackhead on a scorpion's knob. Is Anthony Gordon available for the Monday game? And Mama's confirming that. No, he's not. Yeah.
Apparently not, yeah.
Yeah, so good news.
And actually, I'm going to ask Mama a question while you're going through these. Yes, it was a great show, Mama. Thank you for coming on. Mama, is there any more news on Isaac? I mean, is he fit for the game? Will he play? Or do you think they'll rest him still? Because on Tuesday, it was like the belief was that he might be fit and he would be rested. Now we've got a couple of days on. And I don't know if there's been a press conference from Eddie Howe or not, but just asking.
Yeah. So, okay, she's replied back to that. Daz, good evening, Daz, Tony and Budgie.
Good evening, mate.
Yep. So you're saying, will this Paqueta business be sorted shortly or dragged out forever? So we're going to talk about it just in a minute. Just going to catch up with the chat, and that's the next thing we'll come on to.
Yep.
Big up to E-Ross as well. Big up to the legends. Big up to the chat every time.
E-Ross, good evening, sir.
It was a friendly shove, Anthony Gordon. Yeah, absolutely. Agree on that, Sharky. It should have been get dealt with soon. Yeah. I don't think we get Budgie on Isaac.
Okay, cool. So at the moment, it's still the same. He could be fit for Monday, but the chances are he may be rested.
Possibly. I mean, Isaac, Fresh is saying Isaac trained yesterday, but he trained on his own.
Well, that's always a good sign, in my opinion. Like back on the grass. I mean, he's days away from training with the team, isn't he?
Yeah. So
at the worst way.
Should be good for the West Ham perspective, not for Newcastle's though. I saw this one as well, Mama. This is a bit of a blow. Lewis Hall is out for the rest of the season now for Newcastle.
Wow. Yeah. Oh yeah, cruciate ligament, wasn't it?
Something like that. Yeah. Poor sod. Yeah.
That's painful, mate. I know how painful that can be.
Don't wish that on anyone, kind of thing.
No.
So Sky News have put it out there. Eventually, it looks like the Paqueta thing will soon be going to court. It's going to be, I think, near enough the end of this month, and it'll be a trial of 3 weeks. So, how they know it's going to deliberate over 3 weeks to sort this thing out, I don't know. But hopefully, it's his foot. He's broke his foot. Oh, geez, that's not good either. But Paqueta, so look at this. The trial apparently is going to last 3 weeks. Yeah. The worst part about it seems to be the FA want to basically get him banned indefinitely. For life,
mate. I watched, and I very rarely watch a part of the show on TalkSport, where it was actually just a video clip on YouTube of Alan Brazil and Gabia Bonlahor chatting about the Lucas Paqueta affair. And they had Alex Crook come in as well on a live feed. And they were talking, and Alex Crook, and I'm paraphrasing but quoting the content, right? Alex Crook said that Betway were the whistleblowers, basically. They were the ones that brought that to the attention of the FA, that there was unusual bets going on in Brazil. Now, one of the contentious bets, one of the bets that they're centering this thing on, one of the ones that they are almost it's their banker. How much do you think the bet was worth, Tony? Have a guess.
Couple of thousand.
According to Alex Crook, with the exchange rate from Brazil to England, UK, £7.
You're kidding me.
£7. I don't know whether that was what he stood to win or whether that was the initial bet, but it was a bet worth £7.
Yeah, no, man.
And the man could lose his fucking career because of it. Look, he's not stupid enough to risk his career over a £7 bet.
I mean, £7, man, of all things, that's seems mad.
I'm just going to mute myself for a second, Tone, because I've got to listen to a message.
No worries, mate. I'm going to catch up on the chat anyway while you're doing that.
Cool.
So I'll just go read these out. First day, Newcastle decided against appealing Gordon's red card, so he's definitely out. Yeah. When it's clear and obvious, I think you've got no choice but to let it go through. Shaggy, who was your favourite player that turned up at Newcastle and West Ham? Mine was Shaka Hislop. Yeah, what a great player. Love Shaka. Yeah, true, Timmy. Sky needs to fill in during the international break, bloodsuckers. Good evening, Phil. Good to see you on here. Pack trial will be going on this time next year when at the Court of Arbitration. It should be interesting if that is the case. But yeah, I mean, they're alluding to it's supposed to be the end of this month. We'll see, because it seems to have longed itself out long enough as itself. Pop Robson, yeah, what a player he was.
Yeah.
Last night, that's good. Like you're saying, no, not to see Pop Robson. £7. Yeah.
Apparently so. I mean, that is ridiculous, isn't it? If a man can lose his career over such a trifling amount.
Yeah. A piss and a poke, let it go, for fuck's sake. Absolutely. I'll have an E, please, Ross. Sound like each other in there. He's a good player. Colin will miss him. Apparently, Howard said you was checking the Thai wife checking in on him.
No, mate, I don't have them. He's replied, I'll be back.
No worries. Obviously, under 15, any in the immediate horizon. Yes. Pepsi. I heard that message too from the Thai. So they're also saying apparently his fate will be decided by an independent three-person panel, and his trial will start this month. It's also emerged that the FA are seeking to ban Paqueta for life. It's something to do. He had some phone as well. So Paqueta's been playing for them as under the cloud for over 18 months, but it comes down to he didn't hand his phone over to the FA. It has now come to light, and in fairness, it makes a lot of sense. According to the Daily Mail, the FA seized Paqueta's phone for 2 months last year, while investigators looked into his messages, calls, banking history, and they saw he did the reasonable thing. He bought himself a new one. They gave it back to him, but recalled it as they wanted to check extra details. However, at this stage, Paqueta threw the phone away. So that just
which is something that I would do also. So I don't think there's anything dodgy in that. I mean, look, I'll be perfectly open. I got arrested. The police took my phones, 2 of them, one that was in the drawer and one that I was using. And then when they did their investigation, they said to me, "Oh, you can have your phones back." And I said to him, I want you to send me a video of them being smashed with a hammer, please. And this cop was like, what? I said, if you don't send me that video, I'm coming down there to watch it happen. I said,
Brilliant.
and it's you that's putting the hammer through it. And he's like, oh, okay. Can I have your number? I said, well, you're talking to me on my phone. So he said, can I send you a WhatsApp video? I said, yes, please. And he did. He sent me a video of him hitting my phones. Actually, it was with one of those metal truncheon things. He hit them both with that and smashed them. And then sent me the video. So I sent him a big thank you.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
Right.
You were saying, I reckon it was Budgie's German friends in Argentina. It's a gnarly as well, yeah. Frog saying the FA would need to be careful. Any slip-ups in their investigation could be expensive in civil suits, because apparently, according to this 3 weeks trial is the longest one ever in a situation like this. So, of course, typical of us to be in the history for sake that over, as you just alluded to, Budgie, £7. That's just fucking mad.
Yeah.
He was saying all this money players are making, why even risk gambling in the first place? Unfortunately, it happens quite often. We've seen it. I mean, what was his name? Matty. He got into a lot of money issues, didn't he? Then,
yeah.
Oh, what's his name? I've got his bloody surname.
Yeah, me too. Effrington.
Yeah, he got into it big time, didn't he?
Yeah. Apparently, at one time he was like 21 grand in debt or something, wasn't he?
Yeah, something stupid.
But that was at a time when 21 grand was like 2 weeks' wages to the top earners in football. You know,
that is true.
Yeah, you know, he was in.
Yeah, look, it's true, Frog. Yeah, exactly. You know, anyone would buy a new phone while the old one was in pound, didn't it? You need a new one anyway, as it is. Eos is asking how much is Paqueta in a week, and Howard jumped in there with 160k. Yeah, so big money. Taser my burner phone. Yeah, absolutely. Freshly saying Budgie's Green Shield stamps, cartel strikes again. Green Shield stamps. Remember them. All the rage. Yeah, so he's very much up in the air, but
Grobler, another one, yes.
Yes, he was another one, wasn't he? Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Bruce Grobler. Yeah, that's true. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, some silly money being bounded around.
Yeah, absolutely.
Stanley Bowl survived. But if he managed to get himself out of this, where does it leave him with us? Do you think we kind of stand? You know, we've stand by him already. We stood by him.
We are standing by him, and it looks like it's a full-on standing by him as well by the club. To be fair, I didn't expect this level of support for him from the club. They've been I mean, okay, they're not, you know, walking him up and down the street in fucking king's robes and all that. I know, but you know what they are doing is they're saying he is our player, and you know we believe he's you know, account of, you know, the events, and we're sticking by him. He is our player, and we stick by him. So I'm hoping that once this is over and done with, and he's found not guilty, which I really hope he is, but I believe that he should be.
Yeah.
And that's not looking at it through, you know, claret and blue tinted glasses. That's looking at it realistically. How can you risk a man's career over a £7 fucking debt? I'm sorry, but that's heartless. That's heartless.
Absolutely,
you know?
mate. I mean, where is it?
They're also saying that his uncle has been taken in for questioning. The one that put the bet on. But yeah, no, I'm hoping that once it's over and done with, providing he's still got a career in the front of him, I'm hoping he'll spend at least the next year or so with us as a token of, you know, him showing his gratitude for the club standing by him.
That'd be a nice shout.
You know, yes, there are a certain number of, you know, members of the supporters, you know, worldwide that are critical of him, let's say, and there are some of us that are less critical and more supportive of him. And I think he knows that. I think he kind of gets to hear that from the people around him, and I'm rather open. He knows how much we think of him as a player. He knows the love we've got for him. So I'm just hoping that he repays that with at least another couple of seasons,
No, exactly. Because I'm not being funny. I mean, Usual's put on here. Yeah, Wimbledon goalkeeper Hans Sagers. Yeah, he was another one with the whole thing, wasn't he?
Yeah, he got a 5-year ban, that man.
Yeah. Well, look at this one. I mean, Pepsi, I saw this the other day as well. The Leon manager is getting a 9-month ban for it as well. So that just says it all kind of thing. But I was saying, Budgie, you need a PA mate or someone to manage your online media career bookings. You've got to think. The recent one is obviously Ivan Toney.
Yes, of course.
And when you think of all the games that he was betting on, I think it was something like 240 odd charges or something like that.
And he got, what was it? An 8-month ban?
Yeah. So what's the difference?
What is the difference? And it wasn't him putting the bets on.
Yeah.
But, I mean, in fairness, Ivan Toney, I think it transpires that he was betting on himself to score. And I think they took a lighter view of that because that's his job. He's just gambling on his ability to do his job. And they've gone, you're not allowed to do that technically, mate. So you've got to serve an 8-month ban. Do it again and, we'll have you. That's basically what's happened to Toney, right?
Yeah, but he weren't spending £7 though, was he?
No, he wasn't. But on the side of, in the FA's defence, right? And I'm not one to do that very often, son, believe me. But in the FA's defence, they're looking at it and saying, right, he didn't actually make a bet. But what he did was he influenced the game so that he would get a booking so that someone else would benefit from that. So therefore, he's bringing the game into disrepute because he's deliberately trying to get himself booked. That's the difference. That's where the difference is. And that, there's a thin line there for me, Tone, whether one or other is more or less ethical. And I've got to be honest with you, they've got to look at it like they did with Ivan Toney, in my opinion, because one isn't more or less ethical. Ivan Toney did it to benefit himself. Lucas Paqueta allegedly has done this to benefit his family, not himself.
Yeah. I mean, and that is interesting in itself because not being funny, full well, you watch certain games, there's certain players that go out there and them yellow cards or sending offs that they get, there's a bit more into them.
Agreed. But I mean, the thing is, with a player like Lucas Paqueta, I wouldn't be too surprised if what's his weekly wage? Let's say it's 100k, right? Because that's around about the sort of figure that he would be on, right? Let's say it's 100k a week. He probably doesn't need any more than 5 to 10k a week himself. He doesn't lead a lavish lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
He's a bit of a hermit because of his career, so on and so forth. He's got all the cars and gold and clothing and whatever. And like I said, he probably spends 5, 10, maybe 20 grand a week. The other 80 grand, I guarantee you get sent back to Brazil.
Oh, blimey, yeah. Supporting family out there, aren't they? I mean,
I'll guarantee it. So it's not like they need the money.
Mm-hmm.
you know, it's I mean, if he can prove that he sends money back to the family, then that's got to be something in his defence, surely.
Well, you like to
You
think
know?
so, mate, wouldn't you?
would
I mean,
like-
obviously,
But
if
we
he
are
does,
talking about British justice here.
true. And yeah, we know the outcome of that. Howard's saying, yeah, Potts can come in and fill in the hole if Paqueta does leave, which is not a bad shout.
That ain't a bad shout, mate. That ain't a bad shout.
Timmy's saying, objectively, we should all stand by Paqueta. Yeah, he's one of
Agreed.
us, isn't he? Yeah.
Yeah. I just got to quickly use the loo tongue.
No worries, mate. He was innocent until proven guilty. I get it. Yeah, I mean, look, it's they've got to prove all this information first of all. Obviously, you know, we know the situation with City; they're in the same boat in that respects. They've got to prove all those charges. Colin's saying the same happened to me twice when I was arrested. I've been a bad boy working for a certain person. No worries if you can't say them, but past that and with regret. You live and learn, Colin, as they say. We all live and learn. Usual saying, Talkshite said earlier, the deal for Paqueta to City was more or less done before the scandal hit. Yeah, I believe that was the case as well, usual. I mean, I think once you knew City was come knocking, we saw a difference in Paqueta. You know, his head was definitely turned for that City, you know, just going to City alone. But the scandal and that, and obviously City called off, and obviously he stayed with us. It's good to see him kind of getting back to some form because we know before that he was playing pretty crap before then. Frog saying if the FA didn't get the information they required before returning the phones, then that is incompetence, plain and simple. And this is the thing. So surely, in that period of time, I agree with you that on that, Frog. If you got him for that period of time, you literally would have gone for the whole phone to find all this information. But if you haven't and you ask for the phone back, yeah, that just shows you incompetence in that respects. Big Sam.
My apologies for my incompetence or incontinence, is it? I'm not sure which. That's what having a weak bladder does to you, mate. Fucking ruins you.
Oh, mate, yeah. Good shout from Timmy there. Yeah, Rio got mumps for legging it from a drugs test. Fergie Power, do you remember that?
Yes,
Yeah.
I do.
Oh, dear.
I do remember that, actually, quite vividly. Because at the time, there was a lot of disharmony amongst a lot of West Ham fans about Rio. And then when he did that, there was a lot of needle from West Ham fans. And I think I was probably one of the few people that went, do you know what? I kind of see where he's coming from. Who wants to go and do a random drug test willingly? Fuck that. He might have had a joint or something the night before. You never know, you know. You don't want that showing up.
But the problem is that they know that this could happen at any time.
Yeah, no, they're a lot more careful about it nowadays. But back then, it was more a case of like, it was so random that, you know, like, I know of a fact that, what's his bloody name? Andy Carroll didn't actually get randomly tested for 11 months. He said it once in an interview, and like they said to him, you know, these, you know, random drug tests. He said, you know, I suppose they're all part of the course. And he said, yeah, they are. He said, but like I went for an 11-month spell where they didn't call me in. And I thought to myself, yeah, but you were bloody injured for 9 of them, you dickhead. But he wasn't. He was actually playing for... Who was he playing for? Who did he go to when he left us?
Cool, blimey.
Newcastle.
Been Newcastle, hasn't he? Newcastle, Liverpool, us. Where did he go to there? There was Reading at one point.
Reading. It was Reading he was at. And
yeah.
Yeah, he said he went 11 months without, you know what I mean? But
well, I remember the incident. This is Lee Bowyer and a bunch of kids. Were they actually apprentices for Charlton? When they was all on a bender and that, and smashed up the McDonald's on the Isle of Dogs. Now the funny part about that, he virtually come out squeaky clean for some reason. The other
Bowyer.
lot, yeah, he come out. Because he carried on to make a pro career, whereas I know a couple of the others in that ended up going back to couldn't get back in, and try to make their career in semi-pro football. And
Right.
I know one of them that came to us, and yeah, he was still on the gear. He couldn't shake it, unfortunately.
Yeah. It's an ugly thing, mate. When people do it, it's an ugly thing.
True, mate. Very true. Thank you, Des. Smash the likes you're saying there. Richo, good evening to yourself, mate. Evening, guys in the chat. Good to see you as well.
Good evening, Richo.
And there's something like that. Yeah, good chat as well. And I did see the comments of them. We realised 2 and 2 now. Yes, because there's Tonali for Newcastle as well, isn't there? Yeah, Ivan Toney and Tonali, same will apply surely.
And so it should. But, it's West Ham. So.
Yeah, but usual said, yeah, absolutely. Gambling results is one thing. Spot fixing is entirely different. And I get that. We get that. Colin believes that Paqueta will not get a life ban himself, so let's hope that's the case. Frog saying the thing is, if Pac is guilty, he's let the club down, which I'm more bothered about. And this is the thing.
Great point.
And this is what we've got to see. Good evening, George. Just need to wait and see. Fed up talking about it. Yeah, I get that. Yeah, I mean, it's hangs around us like a poison chalice at the moment, don't they?
Yeah. And like I just said, it's West Ham. So, for some reason, the fog seems to linger around West Ham. It's always been the case, though. When Chelsea have done anything a little bit untoward, they get it as well. And I think it all stems from like the 70s and that, from like when
I get
when all the crowd violence and all that was happening. And I think that the British government, regardless of who sat in the bloody chair, just cannot let them things go.
Yeah. Well, you think
and the powers that be at the FA and all that, the cleaner than clean lot, the ones that have never done anything wrong.
True. True. Because you think, the Millwall keeper is being lambasted for what he did on the weekend. So that's obviously a Millwall thing as well. So yeah, you're probably right there, Budge. Phil's making some good points there. He's saying they don't have to prove it. Outcome is based on probability, which obviously seems quite strong, I suppose, in that respect, Phil. And it's civil court, not a court of law. So that's a little bit different.
Yeah, it is, but it still ruins his career. It still ruins his career. Why would they want to ruin a man's career?
But, and I suppose if it does go the other way, he's got obviously unfortunately face the consequences. And as you said, then let's see what he does from that point.
Yeah, but then so have West Ham. West Ham have consequences as well.
Oh, of course, mate. Of course, there.
I mean, like for a start, we've lost. What was it? 50 million quid.
There is that.
What are we going to do? Ask him for it back?
Might as well. You don't ask, you don't get, Budge, as they say.
Oh, by the way, Lucas, we've got to let you go. But before you do, write us a check out for 50 mil, would you, mate?
Yeah, if you don't mind. True, George, I believe, and we've seen this in a couple of games. We're a better team without Paqueta. We have been.
Yeah, we have been better without him, yeah.
Bang it, wasn't it? Yeah, true. It is about, obviously, about Carroll and that. Yeah, they probably took 11 months because they needed that clear out of his system before they could do the thing, because it would have probably broke their machines.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Leeds as well. Yeah, bloody hell. Charlie Ferdinand. Charlie Ferdinand. That's the one. With an E chaser, yeah. Brown envelopes, Lee Bowyer. Hey, can you say that? Yeah, he was popular E14. He was, mate. That's very true. Usual.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're all on the gear, especially McManaman, Fowler. Well, yeah, we know about the Fowler one, didn't we?
Oh, well, when he sniffed the white line after scoring a goal.
Bloody hell.
It was the way he held his nose and did it, though. I was like, oh
Yeah,
my
yeah, he
God.
showed how to do it. Being the
Yeah.
professional that he was, which I say in Lee Tyre's 20 years max fitching. Oof, bloody hell. Yeah, usually, yeah, just sniffing the paint of the white line, definitely. Iconic goal celebration, true.
Yeah.
The Fowler celebration was Bournemouth versus Everton. Yeah, Fowler. He was a good striker, though. There's no two ways about it.
Oh, fantastic. And, yeah, I thought he was a better striker than the other mushy. What was his name?
Well, Owen,
Owen.
the thing
Yeah.
was, when obviously Fowler was, kind of coming up to his peak, the talks was about Owen saying this kid is going to be better than Fowler.
Yeah.
And as we found out, once he had that injury, Fowler was never the same player.
He wasn't. And, he was probably banging nose candy as well, wasn't he? You know what I mean? So he probably thought, fuck it, I've got money, I'll leave it there. Do you know what I mean? Because he never really did much after Liverpool, did he?
And not being funny, if you look at it, he's never been a great fucking pundit, that's for sure. We ain't seen him.
Oh, he's lousy.
See, look. I'm saying things that people do it after saying it. Look, Owen, hell of a pundit. Yeah, absolutely. Great. Jesus. Owen was good until injuries made him lose some pace. Yeah, definitely agree on that one. Mama saying, hit the likes, please. Thank you, Mama.
Thank you.
50
yeah,
mil.
I mean, look, I'm not saying Owen weren't a great player because he was, undoubtedly. One of the best and most exciting strikers England have ever had. Ever. But I just thought Fowler was a better finisher. He was better at dropping deep and taking the ball forward. He was just a better player for me. That's all.
But if you look at Fowler, unfortunately, he's put some timber on, and that's for sure. Jesus.
Yeah. I just really liked him out of the two.
He was. I mean, he was a good. You can't deny that.
Yeah.
Phil saying, like I said, Budgie, if he's found guilty, he will appeal and we'll go to Switzerland and the Court of Arbitration for Sport. Hence why this will be rumbling on in a year's time. Yeah, dragging the arse out of it. Jesus.
So at least we've got him until all that's done then, because nobody's going to want to buy him while it's all going on.
Take advantage of it.
So, bloody right and all, mate. And if we can get his head back on the right track, like he was against Arsenal. I mean, let's be fair. He had a good game against Arsenal.
True.
He was in for a shout of MOM. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There was probably half a dozen players that were in for a shout of man of the match on that particular game.
Agree on that. Timmy's saying Fowler was in the era of Ian Wright, Shearer, even Lineker. England was sport for choice. And let's not forget good old Teddy. Teddy as well, Mr. Sheringham.
Teddy Sheringham.
Yeah, he was also in that same ilk as well.
Yeah.
Howard says, I'll take Peter Beardsley's punditry over Owen's. The one I think was always worse for me, and God bless him. I mean, he was a first £1 million player, but what's his name? Trevor
Francis.
Oh, mate.
Fuck, what a player.
God, he could put, he put a skin on custard even before you opened up the tin. He'll make paint dry before you. Yeah, that was, he's poor. Poor. That was bloody awful. So just moving on. Yeah. Oh, yeah, of course. Great shout there as well. Look, yeah, Sutton as well. Yeah, Sutton, he was a good one as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, France was on for years. The true treasure was, yeah.
And you've also got to remember the players that didn't make it to the England squad that could quite easily have done. Okay, they may have made one or two appearances, but they weren't regulars. I mean, the likes of our man up here, Marlon Howard. Cole.
Yeah.
Colton Cole. There are lots of, and I've just mentioned two West Ham players. There are Newcastle players. There are, Ipswich players that all could have done it, all could have made it, as an England player, if it hadn't have been for the fact that they were so spoilt for choice.
Well, the one that that sticks out for me, and robbed us, because I think he would have gone on to being a West Ham legend, and that's Dean Ashton.
Absolutely. And for me, Dean Ashton would have been spoken about in the same kind of circles as Alan Shearer. I'm not saying he would have scored as many goals, but he would have had dozens of assists as well. And the style of football that he played was so fluid.
And he knew that onion bag, as they say,
didn't he? The overhead kick. What was that against Norwich? Was it? Was it against Norwich?
Was it Norwich? Or was it? Who's the other mob?
It could have been Watford, I think. I'm sure they were in yellow shirts, though.
Probably Watford.
It was the overhead kick, That it was so good, so good.
Yeah, taken too early from us, and I think that's one of the greatest things we would never know. I mean, for just seeing what for the impact he made when he first joined us, and he deserved that England call up. And good old Ashley Cole, ended him in a training session of all things.
Yeah,
bastard. Howard says, "Give these online media whores a like, you slags."
Yeah. And if I'm right in saying, I do believe that someone actually questioned Ashley Cole about that incident, and he said, "Look, we were in training, we were all doing it, we were all going in hard, and this and that. They were up against, who were they coming up against? Germany or France or someone. It was one of the bigger teams that we were playing.
Yeah.
So the training was hard. It was play like train like you're playing." He said, it was one of them unfortunate things. He said, one of my biggest regrets was injuring him. We needed him in that game.
Oh, yeah.
That was his big regret, that he wasn't able to play in that game. The fact that he ended his fucking career for him didn't really get mentioned. But I'm sure he didn't do it deliberately,
Hopefully he didn't. No, hopefully he didn't. Yeah. Trosh don't mind Lee Dixon commentating. Colin saying, "Tony and Budgie, who do you feel is the best striker ever to play for Liverpool? They've had some great score, blimey."
Oh, Colin, great question. Great question, and I've got an answer. For me, it's the great John Toshak.
Toshak. Oh, yeah, Toshak was one, wasn't he?
He was everything I ever wanted to be as a striker. I never got to be a striker, but he was everything I would have been as a striker. Oh, he was great. I loved him. John Toshak for me.
I mean, obviously, I'll go with Timmy and the other one he's coming up here. Usually saying Peter Beardsley finished up in the male modelling world with Ian Dowie.
Rammer House of Horrors.
Right, that's in commentary. Yeah, that one as well. You watch. Ian Rush. Yeah, I mean,
that's who you're going to go with.
Yeah,
fair shout.
What a legend.
Fair shout, mate. Yeah, brilliant. It's very difficult because, Colin said they've had many. I mean, would you put Mohamed Salah in that list? He's not really a striker, is he?
No, I mean, for a winger, he's done exceptionally well for a winger.
He's probably as a winger, he's probably one of the best the world's known.
Yeah,
one of Ronaldo being probably your top dog.
I agree on that one as well. But I mean, you can't deny Luis Suarez. He knew how to hit the ball as well.
Oh yeah, he did. The biter. He did know where the goal was. Even from his own half, he knew where the bloody goal was. The little
True.
Great. What a great finisher, though. And didn't really do much after he left the Reds. So, he did. I mean, where was it? He went Real Madrid, wasn't it? Suarez, Real Madrid. No,
Barca. Barca.
And yes, he did have quite a fruitful couple of seasons, but you don't hear much about him these days.
No, that's true. Kevin Phillips got 30 goals in Sunderland. He was a good one. Old Phillips, wasn't he?
Yes.
He is a good one. Des asking, are you doing a watch along with Newcastle game? I am indeed, Des. Me and Mama Flossie will be doing that on Monday night.
Yeah.
Was White Phillips not Cole? Okay. Well, we was under the illusion. I thought even the
Oh,
media put it down
yeah.
as Cole.
Yeah, I thought it was Cole. Maybe
Mm.
it was Wright Phillips that said that then.
Thank you, Phil.
I don't know. I never saw it. I was just sort of, read about it.
Beasley left Newcastle on a cloud, if I remember correctly. Yeah, they were saying on there, wasn't there? Good evening, JB. I feel it's a good time to play Newcastle with the cup game coming up, etc. Plus, Gordon Band is good as well. Yeah, best opportunity. We've got to get something out of it. JB is saying hello. Best commentator around is Alistair McAllister.
I used to love Brian Moore.
Yeah.
He was the sound of football, like Murray Walker was the sound of motor racing. Brian Moore, loved him.
Yeah, Brian Moore, yeah. And they're saying like each other. Torres wasn't shabby at Liverpool.
No, he wasn't. He wasn't.
No, that's true.
Chelsea bought a £50 million dog though.
Absolutely.
He weren't great for them, was he?
Not at all. Not at all. Good evening, James. Evening to Budgie and Tony in the chat. Good evening to yourself as well.
Lamprou, good evening, sir.
Hopefully, you didn't have them cyclones that poor old Kieran had to deal with. I quickly glanced in before I dozed off last night, but I could see you talking with him and them trees in the background. God, they were all over the shop.
They were, and now they're saying it started hitting the coast. I watched a come in, son. Oh yeah, thanks, mate. Just pop it on there. Now they're saying that it's hitting the coast, and that trees are being ripped up and this and that. But the eye of the storm hasn't actually broken the coast yet.
Wow.
Once that happens, you're going to have like cars being lifted up and things like that as well.
Let's hope he's all right, mate.
Yeah. I mean, he's just said to us that, all I can do is batten down the hatches and just hope for the best, mate. And I said, well, you make sure you stay in touch with me as much as you can.
Yeah, good shout. Good shout. Yeah. All our thoughts with him. Let's hope it all passes over quickly.
Yeah.
Good evening, Lee. Good evening yourself. Hello, everyone. Hope you're well, Lee.
Mr. Statham, good evening, sir. Hope your mum and dad are well, Lee.
Absolutely.
Pass our regards on, please, mate.
Please do. Big match on a Sunday. Brian Moore. Oh, yeah. Do you remember that?
Loved it. Loved it. Brian Moore was the sound of football. FA Cup day.
Yeah.
I mean, that man used to do a 5-hour stint in front of that microphone. He'd be talking like when they say, all right, let's go to the stadium and see how things are going. And it would be Brian Moore standing there by the pitch, 10 o'clock in the morning, chatting away on his microphone. Do you know what I mean? The geezer was relentless, and I loved him. I thought he was great. I mean, there are some other great commentators, but for me, Brian Moore was, and it just goes to show how good he was. Even his son went on to go and do the job.
True. Yeah, look, Sports Night with Coleman as well, and of course Saturday morning into the afternoon, old Dickie Davis.
Dickie Davis on Grandstand.
Sports World.
World of Sport.
The World of Sport, isn't it? Yeah, that's it.
It was Jimmy Hill that did Grandstand, wasn't
it? Yeah. My favourite memories of football, not West Ham, Euro '96. The whole thing was amazing. Yeah, that was a great time. That was.
It was, yeah.
Yeah. So Howard's asked, have you heard from Kieran? You've already said you've been.
Yeah. Not today. I haven't, but I'm sure I will. It's sort of. It's about 7 a.m. for him now, so he's probably having a coffee, getting his shit together. He might even pop up in the chat. You never know.
Let's hope so. Yeah. James is saying Brian Moore, silky suave way of commentating. Loved him here in Australia. Match of the day. Yeah, definitely. Colin saying loved Dean Ashton. Good at holding ball up and taking either side of him. Nice touch as well. And knew how to score with head and foot. Phil would become a legend at our great club. I do believe that as well. I've always said that. Mr. Herbert, good. How are you doing? The better looking half of the Herberts. Good evening, mate. Mr. West Ham, all is good. No one wants to get sucked off by Cyclone Alfred. Some may pay top dollar, but yes, we get that.
Yeah, we get what you mean, Howard.
Colin saying Toshek, Keegan, Rush, Dalglish. I could go on and on. Yeah, Colin, there's too many to mention.
Yeah.
no,
Keegan was a winger, in fairness.
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
Oh,
Look, James
great
is
one.
saying he's further down from Kieran and won't get affected. But thinking of Kieran, he's right in the eye of the storm. No, yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
Richard, but John Motson was good. Always made a poor game sound good. How he voiced it, yeah,
True.
Motty all the way. Oh, great shout! The legendary Frank Boff.
Yeah. I'm going to throw a name at you, Tone. What I don't know if it'll bring any memories to you, but I want to see if it sparks anything in you. I'm going to Kenneth Wolfstone.
Wolfenstone,
Yeah, the World Cup 66.
1966. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I was going to say that one.
Yeah.
Frog saying, can hear Brian Moore's voice clear as a bell in my head. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
You'll have to take the ball gang out first, Tilly. Big up, mate. And yeah, absolutely. Yes, they think it's all over.
It is now. Yep.
So moving on. Apparently, and I think we might have spoken about this before, but it seems to be gathering a bit more momentum now, is a new sporting director. And the one we're looking at, apparently, to try and get over the line, is none other than Dan Ashworth.
Right, okay, so he's been spoken about a few times now, hasn't he? He's come to the fore a few times, so maybe there is a serious link to him. I've only ever heard good things about him, mate. I don't really know a lot about him. I've only ever heard good things about him, and if we get him, more power to the club. Because we had a big belief in Tim Steidten, and it was working for a little while. But then, obviously, the cracks started showing. You know?
Yeah, unfortunately, Tim started to believe in his own hype rather than what he should have been doing, which is a shame.
I'd like to know who it was that actually got the kudos signing over the line. I'd like to know who actually got the Alvarez signing over the line. I mean, we were told it was him, but do we know?
Yeah, he was just a front man, I suppose. You know, the face in front of the camera.
Yeah, the deal closer.
Yeah, basically. So it could be that. But Ashworth obviously had that little stint with Man United, which didn't go well.
No, but his stint at Brighton, was it?
Brighton.
No.
Yeah,
Brighton was very successful. Caicedo was down to him. Evan Ferguson was down to him. You know, and that other, what's his name? You know, Sideshow Bob plays at Chelsea. Big hair.
Cucurella.
Yeah, that's the fella. Down to Ashworth, apparently. So, you know, he's pulled some decent players out of the hat, as it were.
And it sounds like he knows his sit. And again, it seems to be another link up with Potter from the Brighton days. Now, if you look at the situation at Man United, I think the problem was there. He voiced his concerns and opinions. And obviously, as we're finding out, we heard from Fuzzy on the show last night. So Jim Radcliffe don't like being told certain things. And it seems that was one of the reasons why Ashworth got moved on pretty rapid from Man United because of that reason alone. And he basically said, if I'm not if you're not going to support that kind of thing, then I could see it's not going anywhere. Yeah. And it seems like he may have dodged the bullet and jumped ship early. Because as we was talking on the show last night, Man United are in an absolute bloody mess.
Yeah, oh God, yeah.
So if it does come this way, then hey, and he's going to be worthwhile.
More power to the club. That's what I say.
Mm.
You know what I mean? It's yeah. I think that kind of move can only be positive. You know.
Yeah. Too many aircraft cabin selfies from Steiden. Yeah, true. But we knew that the deal was done at that stage. That you see them on that plane. Money that was offered got the deals over the line. Yeah, agree on that, Brendan, as well. Howard saying he was a closer. Yeah, got to agree on that. And Richard saying, my brother won't be putting any comments in here tonight. It's World Book Day, and his missus wanted him to read her a bedtime story tonight. Yeah, Timmy's saying, long may Ineos and Glazier's reign from a City perspective. Yeah, I mean, if we think we're in the mire, Jesus Christ Almighty, what their club's going in through is unbelievable. And if you look at it, the fan base is looking for everyone to go in black on the game Saturday because it's the death of Man United as their class, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, what we're actually witnessing is, right, and mark my words with this, everybody in the chat, anybody that watches this, mark my words, what we're watching is the birth of franchising football teams in the United Kingdom. That's what we're watching.
Good shout. Yeah.
You know, we all know what the Americans are like. You know, we know what the American sporting world is like. There is no league system where you get relegated and promoted and this and that. You just play a series of games. It's called a series, isn't it? The World Series and all that nonsense.
Yeah.
You know, well, how can they be calling it the World Series when the only countries that partake in it are the United States and Canada?
Yeah, we get that usual. I understand. Yeah, some of them are bloody awful, I must admit. Not being disrespectful, but some of them, yeah. But then saying that, we're seeing someone. I mean, like you mentioned it earlier. A Bommelho on TalkSport.
Yeah,
blokes. Nah,
no, he's not. No,
he's not for it.
But on TalkSport, he is very defensive of players' rights, and I like that about him. You know what I mean? He like
Daz.
Oh, good night, Daz. Take care, mate. He like if someone, for example, was to say, "Oh, such and such a player has done this, this, and this," Gabby Bonglahor would be actually he's alleged to have done it. Do you know what I mean? He will pull him up on shit like that because he's been a player and he knows
he's in it for
the ramifications of what.
Yeah.
Because I mean, he had accusations thrown at him, didn't he? Do you remember?
True. It's true.
About that young girl, wasn't
it?
He was found to be not guilty, and rightfully so if he was, innocent. But he knows what it's like to have, shit sticks, mate, when it's thrown at you. Trust me.
Oh, thanks, Phil. You're giving us some insightful information here as well. Look, Ashworth puts a structure in place. He's not the talent spotter. That's why United got rid. Okay.
Right. Okay. Thanks, Phil.
The fixer, get him in, done, move on.
Yeah.
Could be the case. James is saying, I would say Steiden sold kudos the West Ham dream. Well, considering we got him at a bargain fee compared to what, like the likes of Arsenal and who was the other club we're going to offer him.
Yeah.
And he turned them down. So, yeah, it's got to be interesting on that one. Anyone seen Wurzel? No, we haven't seen Wurzel Herbert for a while now, Eros.
And the other thing, of course, that might have sold West Ham to Kudus was they would have said to him, Governor B, he's Ghanaian, a famous rapper over here. He's a West Ham fan. You know what I mean? You can go and talk to it. All that sort of shit, They fucking love all that shit, don't they, the footballers?
True, of course.
I mean, look at Bowen with his DJ Spider and all that thing. Spider-Man or whatever it is.
Yeah, let's not mention these standards because, geez, that's a thing you want to forget rapidly. Timmy said fans have to do something. Yeah, agree on that. Howard's asking Richard, what's he reading? Arsene Wenger's autobiography. He's reading the Revolution of Mikel Arteta. Oh, dear me.
Mm.
She'll end up like that scene on Airplane when all of a sudden the woman's talking, I've got an iron constitution of a stomach, and ends up as a skeleton afterwards. Yeah, he is, Howard, because you've got to remember Valentine's Day, he did take the missus there and he did treat her and all this stuff. He is a bit of old smoothie as Anthony.
Yeah.
Bilbao won, Inaki Williams.
Nice.
Great shout, as usual. Arteta, How to Succeed, Volume 9.
Or the highs of lows at Arsenal with Mikel Arteta. Can you imagine
Jesus
that?
Christ.
It'll be about 20 pages long and there won't be any highs.
Suppose it's sponsored by fucking Brooklyn or Silvercream, kind of way his fucking hair don't move.
Oh, no.
Collins, Eros is saying, speaking of American owners, you see the Cronkies are raising ticket prices again next season. Scumbags, man. Wow. Because their cheapest season ticket is, I think, is 1,039 or 93, and they're going to put them up again. Wow. I think their cheapest season was it £92? I think, something like that.
Flipping hell.
Colin's saying, can you name the left winger who played for Forest? Regarded as great to play for them. Gives you a clue. Scottish. I love watching players like him. Hey, look there, straight away. Look, Robertson, John Robertson.
Yeah.
So this week we're not going to do a Green Streets Elites. We didn't have a time to, and we couldn't remember who we picked for the last one anyway.
No, I couldn't flipping remember either.
But
I went over the pub at 6 o'clock expecting to go and play darts, and they're going to me, what are you doing here on a Thursday night? Like, Thursday? What are you talking about? They're like, no, it's Thursday time. I was like, fuck, I've got to get back. I've got to do.
Oh, that's brilliant. Yeah, look, they're all saying John Robertson as well. So let's have a look before we shoot off on that. Let's talk about the change around we're seeing recently at West Ham. I mean, it's good to see back-to-back wins. We're actually kind of seeing a bit more style, and it seems that everyone is buying into the Potter effect.
Yes.
And obviously, comes the next one is Newcastle.
Yeah. And, to be fair, you said, everyone seems to be buying into the Potter effect. That includes people outside of the club too, because you hear the pundits talking about us and stuff. There's a little bit more positivity with their phraseology
Totally.
and whatever.
Totally.
They're not dismissive of us so much anymore. And Marco Boogers, what a hero, mate. We should have a statue for him.
There you go. There's a Green Street Elites for you. Marco Boogers. I
think we should start an appeal to get a statue for him outside the stadium, mate. You know what I mean? No, I just think that, like everybody's kind of buying into this Potter phenomenon. And no, that's the wrong word to use, effect, the Potter effect. Because he is having an effect on all of us, for sure. He's kind of steadied the boat a little bit. Do you know what I mean? We're not so worried we're going to tip over the edge now. We're all confident that we're not going to get relegated. Some of us are hopeful that we can get in the top 10. And all of that is entirely possible. Well, it's more than possible that we're not going to get relegated. It's more or less guaranteed now. But, we could get into the top 10 if we have a good string of results, It's not beyond the realms of possibility. And West Ham have done it before like this, We've had lousy starts to the season and bounced back, and we've been in the top 10 towards the end of the season, 9th and whatever.
Yeah.
Recently, in recent years. But then again, we've also had really good starts to the season where we tail off at the end of the season. And I'm just hoping we don't have the two negative mixtures in this one season that we start tailing off again. Because now that we've started picking up a little bit of momentum, I'd like to see them pick the ball up and run with it. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely, mate. I mean, for me, when it was announced that we was getting Potter in, for me, I said the one thing he's got to do is bring back the identity that basically Lopetegui lost. For because we watching we couldn't tell what the hell was going on that pitch. They weren't the same players that we saw, which we knew could do things. We've seen that in previous seasons, and he had the task of basically getting this team to gel together and get it ticking. And we obviously had some upsets in the way. I mean, we was very pleased with the first game, the Villa game, and that cup game. But at the same point, from my point of view, looking at the game I'm going to go back to, I think what Potter's learned, and I think this is from his Chelsea days, is when we played Arsenal. Yeah. Because he sat down on that bench, him and his coaching team, they sat down as if they're kind of like having a cigarette, nice cup of coffee, and watching the birds in the pond. They were so laid back. Arteta is up and down outside that technical box like nobody's business, and there they are, just kind of like, yes, and look, the bird flying past, and that's it, boys. Where you go?
Do you know the reaction when the goal went in? Graham Potter's reaction. He was all like, and then when the goal went in, he went, "Yeah, that'll do." Do you know what I mean? It weren't no fucking yeah. He was like, "Yeah, that'll do, mate." I like that. And what a great, I mean, it's nice to see that we've got a manager that's taking it all, or coach, that's taking it all in his stride, but he's willing to put himself in the firing line, like, for example, he won't field questions about things like the Lucas Paqueta thing or, what happened with Mikel Antonio's car crash or anything. But he just wants, his recovery is coming on well. We're happy with the progress he's making, etc., etc. I like all of that. The fact that he ain't no tittle-tattle fucking mouthy little git. But and the fact that he's calm and that on the touchline and stuff.
Yeah.
But I also like the fact that he has got a fire burning inside him. And you can see that in the way the players are playing. He's obviously in training. We don't get to see the whole training session.
No.
We see bits and bobs. But in training, he's obviously firing them up,
There's a lot of positives. That's the great thing about it, Budgie. I mean, the biggest task that is hampering us, regardless of the results, is that minus goal difference. That's what kills us, which can move us up another place or two.
But 2 clean sheets is helping towards eradicating that as a problem.
Yeah, but we'll take it all day long. But
of course,
that's just like you just got to wait on you dragging you down because of that.
Yeah,
but it's all going the right direction. Yeah, of course. Well done, Fresh. Yeah, give him the ball in a yard of grass. Sultans of ping pong. John Robertson from Brian Clough. Yeah. Treble 9 plus double 9 plus 11. Yeah.
84.
There you go. So Shark is also saying, get a statue of Marco Boogers tackling Gary Neville. That was a brilliant challenge. I was there for that. Yeah, do it, Hammers. Absolutely, Timmy. Romans equalised against Angelino. That's how rugby was invented. Didn't know that.
Picking the ball up and running with it. Yeah, definitely.
Phil saying, fancy us against the Toon. They play attacking football, whether they're home or away. Suits us playing on the break. Like that.
Yeah.
Pick the bottom runner. Yeah, absolutely. Dad's Our Job podcast. Good evening to yourselves, evening chaps. We're live too.
Good evening, Adam.
And you've only just started, so have a good show yourselves as well. We'll be finishing in a minute in it ourselves.
Yeah, we'll tune in. I'll tune in.
Oh yeah, have a look anyway there. Richard saying Potter needs to transfer the ground. The crowd is too far away from the pitch. Long live Upton Park. Good old days for the local fans, pubs, Nathan Pies, and the Queen's Market on match day. Absolutely, Richard. Absolutely, because obviously they've got a little bit of allegiance to that. I feel feeling 4 in the bounce in MG Water here. Even ever the optimist. Got to be Frog. Lovely. Got to be.
Yeah.
And Colin said, I'd just love to see a Royal Legend statues at a great club in memory of Greenwood, Lyle, brooking bonds, burn, etc. But be worried of them being vandalised, the vandalism of the statues. Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it could be the
To
case.
be fair, though, there is I mean, the statue outside the stadium has got, who's it got? Jeff Hurst. I think Budgie Burns one of them.
Nice.
But I think he's one
Take
of the
care, Rios.
important statue. I can't remember now. I'll look it up while we're talking.
Thank you, mate. Great stream as always. Take care, everyone. Thanks, E. Ross, and look after yourself as well. But yeah, going to cut it early in that. I just need a recovery rate for myself. So, and I did have a sleep earlier just to kind of get on with it. Talking to the devil, E. Ross, there he is. Evening, gentlemen, and Mr. E. Ross. So, look, Wurzel Herbert. Interesting. E. Ross mentions about Wurzel Herbert. He goes to go, and look who appears. Are we looking at a Clark Kent Superman scenario going on here?
Yeah, you know that, don't you? You know that.
Howard saying, great show, gentlemen. Much love in the chat. Much love to yourself as well. Herbert Richard saying, George Earthy has just signed for Bristol City on a permanent deal, £28,000 a week, and a barrel of rough west side of countryside every Christmas. Brilliant. E-Ross, damn. Yeah, take care in there.
Oh, my apologies. It's Bobby Moore, Jeff Hurst, and Martin Peters, not.
Yeah, the three,
yeah.
Wurzel just got off the clock. Big up this, as always, and that. So, Budgie, thanks for doing this one with me again. It's been a good show. We've covered quite a few things on this one.
Yes, mate. I've enjoyed it. Yeah, it's been good. I do enjoy it. You know, it's nice because we get like a regular cast of members in the old chat there, and it's lovely because it kind of feels like you're just in your lounge with your mates. That's what it feels like.
Yeah.
It's great. I love it.
Try and give that environment, don't we? We try our best at doing that. Big up every time, Mama Flossie. I'll see you for Monday for sure. Richard, good night, lads, and to yourself as well. Colin saying, Tony and Budgie, great show tonight, gents. Very enjoyable. Take care. See you next time, you wonderful gentlemen. So, yes, you'll see us back.
Thank you, Colin.
For myself, it'll be the Sunday night takeaway show, and of course, back on with Mama with the watch along for Monday, and then back on with Anthony and Hot Fuzz for the good, the bad, and the ugly. And Budgie's show will be back on again as well. So it's great. So it's all good stuff from the pair of us.
Yeah. Yeah, and you've got a busy week coming up, Tony. You got me Tuesday. Well, you got the takeaway Sunday. You got the game Monday. You got me Tuesday. You got good, bad, the ugly Wednesday. You got me again Thursday. Flipping hell, you 5 days in a row, mate. You're gonna have to take Friday off. Keep
I think so.
Take her out for a Ruby or something.
Yeah, tell me about it. Thanks, Brendan, as well. They're all saying there. Frog saying, Budgie, important question. Wayfinder shoes. What the fuck are they all about?
I wouldn't know, mate. I don't even know what they are. Never heard of them. Wayfinder shoes. Never heard of them, mate.
They're one of them ones with the old Velcro thing goes over the top of the shoe, is it?
I would have thought they were the ones with a compass on the front so you can see where you're going. Wayfinder.
Hell, there's a new invention to come out with.
Compass, that goes to show how fucking old I am. Normally, most people would have said sat-nav.
GPS, yeah. Richard saying, Ant's in bed with his missus reading 50 Shades of Arteta. 50 Shades of Arteta. Yes, James, we are still doing
from light
those.
grey to black.
Yeah. So, yes, James, please put your predictions in the normal way. I am catching up on those. I lost a lot of data, but I've regained it, so I'm getting them all up to speed for next week. Fireside chat. Good night, all. Thanks for you as well, Timmy. And they're all saying there. Good night to the Wurzel as well.
Yeah.
Night, all. Good night, Mama. And
night, Mama.
You wind them up, and they'll take you. Good night to all you wonderful people in the chat. My family, yeah, absolutely. And
One more thing I do want to say before we go, Tony, is that
yes, mate.
Mama Flossie in the chat there is also moderator, and she's a moderator of many channels for a very good reason. I'd just like to big her up because she does such a good job, and she's always on the ball. So please, everybody, just remember, Mama does it for your benefit, not hers.
Absolutely, yeah. Great shout. And last but not least, thanks for being with us for all this period of time. It's been a good show. We both enjoyed it. And the last but not least, come on, you irons.
Come on, you irons.